Welcome back to episode 5 of Achievement Maxing. If you haven't watched the previous episode, I recommend that you do that before, so you're up to date with what's happening. I also want to say a huge thanks to everyone for watching, as well for tuning into my live streams. If you're watching this video around the time it's released, I'm probably streaming right now on Twitch, so feel free to drop in and say hi. I'll put the link in the description. By the way, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more of this. We start this episode in Tenaris, where I steal some boxes from sea giants
Yoink.
before heading over and clear a cove full of pirates.
Yarn.
Then I try and convince a clan of ogres to join the horde, and after bribing them with food and killing their leader, we come to the conclusion that they aren't smart enough to understand what the horde is. So we abandon that idea and move on. After that, I became the champion of the Thunderdome by defeating all the different challengers here. It's also here where I get the zone quest achievement. And flying across the zone, I also get the exploration one. Moving on, I head down to Angora Crater, where I kill a bunch of dinosaurs and help out a group of goblins. I also met Maximilian, who is a bit special, but we eventually helped him as well by slaying this huge dinosaur. After that, I do a bit more questing and get the zone quest achievement. Moving on. I have been farming Scholomance for around 2 weeks now, and finally the rare NPC called Dr. Theolen Krestinov spawned. Going into the room behind the last boss, I used the toy that he dropped while standing near this pile of bones, which spawned this scared NPC. After removing the toy, she calms down and I'm allowed to talk to her. She gives me instruction for the ritual to unlock the old school version of Scholomance, and asks us to gather a bunch of different things. I start with picking up her femur that's in the bone pile, then I head over to a bookshelf earlier in the dungeon and grab her journal. I also got an inert spectral essence from her, and combining it with a dark rune and some essence of undead, I got the spectral essence, which allows me to see all the dead people outside of Scholomance. After that, I pick up a bunch of different items around the Eastern Kingdoms and turn them into the ghost for some candles that I used for the ritual. Going in the side room next to the entrance of Scholomance, I perform the ritual and get the achievement for unlocking the old school version of Scholomance. This is also account bound, so all my characters can now enter. Alright, the next part is unlocking the old school version of Naxxramas, and if I wanna do that, I had to do a few more things. Going into Rattlegor's room, I loot a cracked Argent commission. And after restoring it with a righteous orb and 4 true silver bars, I equip it and kill the last boss, which then drops the Dark Master's Scourgestone quest item. I take this to Lightsoap Chapel and turn in the quest, which grants me the ability to get Scourgestones from enemies inside Scholomance, Stratholme and Naxxramas. After that I head over to Stratholme, where I had to complete a gauntlet. And after doing Stratholme within the 5-minute timer, and paying this mage some arcane crystals and large brilliance shards, I got the achievement for unlocking old school Naxxramas. Or at least I thought it would be the old school version, but apparently it's just the Wrath of the Lich King version with some extra drops. Anyway, there are 2 achievements here that I had to get in the classic raid category. Never Bothered Anyway for collecting the entire Icebane set, and Putting Wilhelm Out of Business for collecting all the different pages around Nax that you need for the crafting recipes. To start, I head into the raid, and after killing Mr. Bigglesworth and making Kel'Thuzad very angry, I grab a quest item and turn it in at the Lightsoap Chapel. Once that is done, I head back into Nax to start looting all the pages. I turn in the pages to this guy, which gives me the Putting Wilhelm Out of Business achievement. For the other achievement, I had to collect the Icebane set, so I just went to the auction house and bought some of the cheaper pieces, and for the more expensive ones, I crafted myself. To craft the Icebane set, you had to go to a special forge inside Naxxramas called the Ice Bellow Anvil, which is located near the entrance of the military wing. And after crafting all the pieces I still need, I put everything on and I get the achievement.
Dang, that looked good.
Speaking of crafting, I remembered that I got the Eye of Sulfuras in a previous episode, And it also happens that there's another achievement that requires you to craft the sulfuran hammer. So after spending a lot of gold on the auction house for all the materials, I went over to the Black Forge in Blackrock Depths, and after crafting the hammer, I got the achievement. Using the eye and equipping the item, I get the Sulfurous Hand of Ragnaros Feat of Strength. And of course, I went over to the transmog vendor afterwards so I can dual wield the legendary weapon.
Hot damn!
By the way, I also crafted 5 enchanted Elementium bars for the Doing Your Share achievement. Then I sold them on the auction house so I could make my money back. Alright, now there's only one blacksmithing achievement left in the classic category, namely Seething Flame of Hatred, for crafting the Warblades of the Hakari Reborn. Now, I thought this was gonna be easy, but looking at the auction house, the pattern sells for around 400,000 gold. And since money is tight, I have to get the recipe on my own.
Money's tight.
To get the pattern, I have to get these bijus that drop from high-level elites or bosses in the Sulgarub dungeon. And turning in these at the bone piles inside the dungeon, I have a small chance of getting the recipe from the tribute chest. So I will keep you guys updated on the progress of this, and since it's so expensive, I assume it's gonna take a long time to get. During my stream, I also went around the world and did /love on some critters for the To All the Squirrels I've Loved Before achievement. And after that, I killed them for the Pest Control achievement. I also went around and did some exploration for the Exploration of Kalimdor achievement. And while doing that, I also catched all the pets in the zones. So I'm only missing a few more for the Kalimdor Safari achievement. Although one of the pets that's required, the Kirashi hatchling, can only be found during summer, so I had to wait a few more months for that one to spawn. By the way, if you're doing this achievement, don't forget to catch the snowy owl that can only spawn during winter, which a few of you in the comments reminded me to get. Speaking of pets, I will show the progress that I have made on the screen right now when it comes to the pet battle achievements. As you can see, we made a lot of progress in the PvP pet battle category. In addition to that, I've also started to make progress on the meta achievement called Family Brawler, where you had to win 10 PvP pet battles as a team of only one pet battle type. For example, a team of only aquatic pets. I managed to get the one for winning 10 pet battles as a team full of magic pets so far. By the way, a lot of my PvP pet battle wins come from this dream team right here, which I probably have a 80% win rate with right now. When it comes to PvP, I'm still making progress. I'm now at honor level 10, which gave me this cool toy. I've also started to gear up my druid by sending honor points from my warrior through the warband transfer system. Having a druid, which is a stealth class, makes it easier to complete some of the achievements, like this one that requires you to disarm 25 bombs in the Isle of Conquest, which is a real pain in the ass to do on a non-stealth class. It will also be a lot easier to capture all the flags in Warsong Gulch and Twin Peaks. In the last episode, we unlocked the Garrison, and ever since then I have completed missions at the Garrison mission table every day to try and level up my followers. But during my stream, a viewer suggested that I get the Leeroy Jenkins follower to help me complete missions faster. So I went over to the upper Blackrock Spire to see if I could find him. By the way, I also grabbed a quest at the trading post to unlock Millhouse Manastorm as a follower, because I also had to do a quest in the upper Blackrock Spire to unlock him. After you kill the second boss in UBRS, you can find Mr. Jenkins dead on the ground, and to resurrect him you had to be a healer, and because I'm a warrior, I had to get help from the stream. Thankfully, this lovely dude helped me. After resurrecting him, we had to wait 15 minutes for him to eat his chicken. Yes, I'm not joking, there's actually a timer on the screen that counts down. Anyway, after he ate his chicken, he ran all the way up to the boss room where the beast is, and after killing him, he got his shoulders back and we unlocked him as a follower. In the last episode, I also completed almost all of the Winter Veil achievements, but for the meta achievement I had to wait until the 25th of December to get it. And after the 25th rolled around, I finally got the Merrymaker achievement. I also talked about a few other achievements that require items that are in the Winter Veil presents, but apparently these doesn't drop from the presents under the tree anymore. The only way to get them is by doing the daily quest where you have to kill the Grinch. And after completing that quest you get a bag that has a small chance of containing one of the items. I did this quest every day on 2 characters, and I did not get any of the things I needed. So next year I will prepare some more alts so I can get all the stuff from here. I also tried to make a level 1 alt to see if I could do it, but apparently we had to be level 30 to pick up the quest. When it comes to the daily quest hubs, I keep making progress in all of them. I got the Death from Above achievement for killing some named NPCs while riding this bird in the Molten Front. And we also completed the Leeroy's questline, which also gave me this cool toy. In the Origin tournament we became a champion with Undercity, as well as getting exalted with the Sun Reavers, which also unlocked a few more quests here. By the way, here's the progress on all reputations. We're now at 7 reputations to exalted in total. While I was here I also bought the Argent Hippogriff for 150 champion seals. We keep making steady progress in Mechagon, but there is also another daily quest hub that I wanna add that was also released during the Battle for Azeroth expansion, namely Nazjatar. Nazjatar is probably the coolest daily quest hub in the game, because it's literally in the middle of the ocean and all the water is pushed back to create a whole new zone. The meta achievement here is called Undersea Usurper, and there's a bunch of different achievements here that I have to complete, and it's probably gonna take a few months. A few of you might remember this fun puzzle game. Well, I'm gonna have to complete all of them for the achievement. I will keep you guys updated on the progress here in Nazjatar, or tune into my stream. Moving on. Guys, we have made a lot of progress here in Classic, but there's still a few things that are left right now. I have an add-on here which makes it easier to see how much progress we have left in all the different expansions. And as you can see, we are almost halfway done with Classic. We are currently at 88 out of 237 achievements here. Although we still haven't completed some of the easier ones, like exploring Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, which will earn us a lot of achievements, as well as for the Lore Master ones for each continent. But this will also be pretty easy to do. The only hard achievements that are left here in Classic are Classic Master of All for getting to max skill points in all professions, Seething Flame of Hatred, which we talked about before, all the Archaeology achievements, which I will probably just cheese because there's a way you can do this pretty fast in the Mist of Pandaria expansion. I still need to do some fishing achievements that I will probably just get done over a day, and a tailoring achievement for crafting all the different shirts, one of them being the rich purple silk shirt, which the recipe for that one sells on the auction house for around 800,000 gold. I'm basically done with all the dungeons achievements, so I wanna go over to the Burning Crusade in the next episode and start clearing all the raids and dungeons over there. And that's it for this video, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe if you wanna see more of this. And as I said before, if you're watching this around the time it's released, then I'm probably streaming right now here on YouTube and Twitch. See ya later, guys. Bye bye.